YouTube, what's going on? Look at this. The sun is out. We gotta wash. Focus. Bam! Look how clean she is. Where y'all confiscate them rims from? There's the driver. Sir, I need to see your logs. Hey, mister. We're getting the stern silent treatment. She did, she shined up pretty good. Here on C, you guys are being recorded. Heading out west. Let's grab a drink and hit the road. Alrighty, back at it again. I was getting ready to get out of here, and I walked up to get me a water. Most important thing, best thing you can drink on the road, since we're sitting so much. And I wanted to do, I told you guys I would do a video on this motor, X15 Performance Series. And while the sun is out and the wind is not blowing, which has been a rarity here as of late, springtime, hashtag spring, I figured I'd go ahead and do one. So there it is, X15 Cummins motor. This is a 565 1850. This is not the big 2050 torque. And the only thing I don't like about it, my last truck had, was a Davco fuel filter. And it's not even that I don't like it, is I've never changed these before, so we're gonna learn something new. There's your other fuel filter, your screw on. It's got a single oil filter. They got rid of the blow-by filter stuff you used to have to change, I guess. Now it's all self-contained. But I gotta tell you guys, I am blown away by this motor. This thing, is that not a heavy duty belt? Look at that belt. Golly. Talk about friggin' driving. Here's the big turbo. Let me tell you what, this thing does some work. This thing here is just this whole package. Now, you see a lot of videos. This motor's been out for a little bit, but it's still kind of hard to find stuff on this motor. So I figured I would do a video. I'm not ashamed. I bought this thing to do one thing, and that was to go fast. Well, not so much go fast. I'm not a speed demon, but for the power. I bought it so I could haul heavy loads without having to struggle all the time, and not having to worry about having enough power to move 80,000 pounds down the road and at a snail's pace. You know, we are still trying to get from point A to point B. So let me jump in the truck. Now at the off scener, they didn't do a very good job at cleaning it. Look at all, come on, Blue Beacon, y'all can do better than this. Look at all this dirt. I just had her wash this morning, and they didn't even, look at this. They like spray up here, right? And they're like, oh, fuck the lease ring and all this. All right, let me get inside, and I'll give you guys some numbers. Just bear with me. Alrighty, back in the truck. We gotta hit the road. Safety first, right? So I found that, like, if I touch on what I'm trying to focus on, then the light is better, right? But come on, iPhone. You're supposed to do everything. Back on the road again. I'm sorry, UPS. Thank you for letting me go. So we were talking yield and nobody. We were talking about this motor. And how great it's been doing. And how you can't really find nobody wants to say the numbers on it, and I think it's because they're embarrassed. But, guys, I'm cruising up, getting on the interstate from the rest area here, and I'm 55, climbing to 60 right now before I got to the end of the ramp, which is nice because I can get and merge with traffic without slowing everybody down and worrying about getting ran over. It's probably really loud right now. Let me get up to cruising speed, which today we're just chilling at good old 65. And it'll be quite a bit quieter. You guys can just look at my pretty face. Alright, so we're talking about this motor. When I was going to buy this truck, and everybody's talking about this X15, Peterborough Steve shows it in all his videos he does, and then I started Googling it, and it's just hard to figure out some real numbers. So let me tell y'all what it's done for me. This is my personal experience, not speaking for anybody but myself. I've only done the one load with it. We went from Tulsa down to Texas, down to Dallas-Fort Worth, back up to Tulsa, and out to Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, which is basically right there off of 81 in the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And phenomenal. I only had 22,000 pounds in the box. I was grossing about 57,000. And I could have been, if you asked me, I would have been like, oh, I'm empty. It just pulled that great. I asked them about break-in time, and they said, don't do that anymore. You drive it as you normally would. So I'm not a hot rod, but I went out there with a purpose to get from point A to point B, and it just did great. Mileage. We burned, we filled up we filled up 3 times. And when we got there, we had almost 3/4 of a tank. So, and I used this Let's Truck app, what my buddy Tiny told me about, and it actually works really good. You can put in how many gallons you got, what it costs you. You don't want to put pump price. We get a good discount, so put what it cost me, how much I filled up, where I filled up, what my weight was, and we were averaging 5.6. Average cost that run to run the truck and fuel was 51 cents a mile. That's what it cost us for all the miles we ran. Now that seems high, right? But my old truck, which had a 60 series 14 liter in it, was getting about 6.3 to 6.5, 6.5, and it was costing me about 45, 46 cents a mile is what it was costing me to run it. So you're talking another 8 pennies a mile, which the course of the end of the week, end of the year, quarter, however you want to look at it, is more. But because we run for a rate, and our rates change, and I have a base rate of basically what I'll move for, I pass the cost along to the broker. Like on this load here, she had it booked for actually exactly what I'm prepared to move for. And I told her, I said, we need to go up. I actually told her I needed 10 cents more a mile to do the load. Called their customer, got back with me. They're like, yeah, all right, we'll book it. So, and remember, I'm driving a 389. So, what do they say? You're driving a square box, pulling a square box. I've always wanted one of these. I just like the classic low doublemint. Ever since my dad had an extended hood back in the day when I was a kid, this is the truck I wanted. And I wanted the big motor. Yeah, they have an efficiency series. They have, the pack car motor. You're going to get much better mileage out of those. But guys, I'm grossing 78,000, and let me tell you what, it's nice. It's nice not having to fight the wind. When you got the headwind, It's nice not having to take, you know, a mile to get up to speed or 2 miles. It's nice to be able to pull the hills, and you're going to pay for that. You can't have horsepower and good fuel economy. Now, if you get this same motor, I would say in like a T680 or a Cascadia Evolution or something like that, you're probably going to get better mileage, right? Just because aerodynamics. I'm sure you get like I don't know, hopefully probably like a mile more a gallon. But I'm getting about 5.5. This trip here, and here's the crazy thing: 22,000 pounds going out, 42,000 pounds coming back, and we're getting about 5.2. I think is what it said, 5.26. So we dropped 0.3 of a mile, and we doubled the weight in the back. So I think just because it's a big motor, the way that it's tuned, like I said, this is a 565 1850. You can turn this motor up to a 605 2050 torque. I wouldn't want to know what it's getting in, but that's more for like the heavy haul guys, messing around with that kind of horsepower. Sorry, Garmin, we're going to take the loop where it has been. And another thing that was, I mean, it's been impressing me just every day. Pulling those hills out there, if you've been across 70, there's a couple of good rollers as you come out of Pennsylvania into West Virginia. There are 5-6% grades. Guys, I was slowing down. I was in the big hole on the low side, 17, coming down the hill. I was going 65, and down there at the bottom it curves and it drops. In the interim, it drops from what, 60 to 55, 65. It goes down. Anyway, I just let off the brake. I started, let the Jake out, and it was slowing it down. 6% grade right in the middle of the hill, just full force, gravity doing its work. The Jake's on high. This bitch started slowing down. I had to press the clutch in and let it coast. And I ain't never been in a truck that would do that with 80,000 pounds on a 6% grade. Pretty impressed with that, And like I said, I'm grossing 78,000 and some change. So there you have it. For me, that's my experience with this motor so far. I love it. A lot of guys are gonna be bummed out and be like, well, it doesn't get good fuel mileage, and it's over the road. You need to get good fuel mileage. You're right, you do. If you can't pass basically up what you're going to run, if you can't pass the cost along to your customer to recoup that money, then yeah, you're probably right, But for me, that's what I do. That's what I'm going to do. And the difference in cost that it's going to cost me to run this truck versus my old truck, I'm going to get out of the customer. I'm going to get it from the broker. But so far, the reliability and the performance, I mean, it says performance series and it means it. This is a performance motor. Dragsters and race cars don't get good fuel mileage. This engine is all about performance. And this truck is why I bought this truck, is I'll be able to do anything with this. If I want to haul an RGN, or I want to go back and haul oil or live bottom, it doesn't matter. This truck is built to do that, and it'll handle it. Whether it's a square box, a step deck, machinery, tankers, or heavy haul, this truck was built to do that. And so, my hands down to them. Now y'all know. Hopefully it helped out. See y'all soon.